Hey everyone, Zosi here. So Silver Wolf V3 just released, so let's get on to her kit. I won't be going over wording changes, so the first major change is on her bounce attack. Her bounce skill went from 160% of her attack to 220%, and her top loot boxes now trigger for a total of 3 times without any conditions. The final hit of her bounce attack now deals 90% instead of 60% of her attack. They also added this extra line: for every 60 points of hidden MMR, increases damage dealt during enhanced basic attack by 15% of the original damage, stacking up to 2 times. Her top loot boxes now deal a massive elation damage split evenly among enemies. No changes to her skill aside from wording, and now her ultimate. They buffed her ultimate damage by a considerable amount. It used to be 34% elation damage to all enemies. It now does a 90% elation damage split evenly among all enemies. Now on to her talent. They lowered the amount of hidden MMR points needed to use her ultimate from 80 to 60. She can now go up to 240 hidden MMR points. It was previously 80, and now for each point of hidden MMR increases crit rate by 0.30%. After crit rate reaches 100%, each remaining point of hidden MMR switches to increasing crit damage by 0.60%. Again, more wording changes. A very small change on her summon. Her summon now deals elation damage at the very start based on the number of fixed certified banger points. Next is her elation skill. So they nerfed the amount of hidden MMR points her elation skill gives, which doesn't really matter considering that they lowered the requirement to use her ultimate. This is also a big buff. The bounce on her elation skill is pretty huge. She no longer deals 200% elation damage to all enemies, and instead does 6 instances of damage, with each instance dealing 90% elation damage instead. This makes her a lot better in scenarios where there are fewer enemies. Let's move on to her traces, where immediately another big change. When speed is 150 or higher, increase this unit's elation by 30%. For each speed exceeded, increase this unit's elation by 2%. Up to a maximum of 100 excess speed can be taken into account for this effect. This is a pretty big change, so now she scales better on speed than she does attack. More wording changes on her other traces. She now gets less elation and doesn't get crit damage from her traces, but she does get speed. They completely reworked her eidolons, so her E1 is now during enhanced basic attack, damage taken by enemy targets increases by 20%. When leaving the God mode player state, hidden MMR will not be cleared, but will have 20% of hidden MMR retained instead. Her E2 is now after entering the God mode player state, all buffs on this unit are extended by 1 turn. In the current God mode player state, for every 120 points of hidden MMR, including the initial hidden MMR increased, Silver Wolf gains 1 extra turn and regains 1 use of enhanced basic attack. No changes on E4, and her E6 is essentially her old E2. Well, that's it for all the changes. What do you guys think? Do you like the changes that they made for Silver Wolf, or do you think that she deserved more buffs? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Silver Wolf buffs, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.